Hello everyone, Pat Farabee here. This is a video response for To Be Serious. She asks a question that I think is really interesting, which is, if you have a very close friend and that friend dies and you're able to log on to some sort of a simulation of that friend and talk to them, and they know all of your secrets, all of your past experiences together. They speak like your friend, they dress like your friend, they act like your friend, they look like your friend, but it's just a simulation of your friend. Um, would that be considered an immortality of sorts? Would that be considered true immortality if we could do that? Especially in the case of if that simulation could then go on and experience new things. Now, this is a question that I asked myself in essence for quite some time, because I always wonder, if you could clone yourself, is that you or is it not you? Another example is teleportation. If you could disintegrate your body and reintegrate it at another point, is it you or not? And I kind of struggled with this question for a long time until I saw, of all things, an episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation. Now, there is an episode of that series where they go to visit this planet where Commander Riker had visited many years in the past. And when they go down to the surface, they find Commander Riker. Apparently what had happened was, several years in the past, when he had visited the planet, there was some sort of atmospheric disturbance, and in teleporting him back to the ship, they almost lost him. And what happened was, the signal was split, and one Riker went back to the ship, and another Riker appeared on the surface of the planet, unbeknownst to the people on the ship. And so that Riker then continued his life and, felt he was abandoned, etc. Now, of course, that's, Star Trek, science there, but it's a real-world problem, which is, we now have a copy of somebody. Which one's the copy? Which one's the original? Well, in that particular case, we don't know. But if we actually duplicated somebody, we would know. And in my opinion, the copy is not the original. Even if we destroy the original, even if we copy the original after the original has ceased to function, it's still a copy. Let's look at also another example, which is in the movie Sixth Day, I think it's called, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's a scene towards the end of that movie where the arch enemy is mortally wounded, and so he decides to clone himself. And as he's dying, his clone is undressing him to take his clothes and put on himself. And of course, at that point, you realize that this is not me. My consciousness may exist in this body. A copy of who I am exists in that body, but that isn't me. When I die, I will die, and a copy of me will continue. The only immortality in that sense that I would accept personally as being true immortality is if repairs are made to my body, to my brain, to continue this existence forward. A copy of this existence is not this existence. It is a copy of this existence. Now, push come to shove, if I were dying and I were given the opportunity to create a clone of myself, yes, I would welcome that. But I would also understand that it is not me. It is a copy of me that has all of my emotions, all of my knowledge, all of my experiences, but in a different form. An example of what I would consider true immortality is, or actually, it's not, I guess, a great example, but I'm going to say it anyway, which is the movie Bicentennial Man, which in that movie, an android is created that then has artificial intelligence. It can feel emotions. It can experience life in much the same way that a human can. And over the course of seeing all the people that it comes to love die because of their biological form, it starts to develop ways to turn itself into a biological form. And so it, in essence, downgrades itself into a decaying biological form. And the last thing left is its brain. And eventually it turns its brain into a biological brain, and then eventually he dies. But in my opinion, that is the same creature. That is the same existence through that entire process. It's kind of in reverse. You have an artificial form that is transformed into a biological form, but it is the same form. Creating a copy of yourself is not the same form. So no, I don't think that taking me or you or anybody and putting them in a computer and having a computer simulation of them is true immortality, because the original form, the person, is dead. The person died. A copy of the person is what is living on. So that's my take on it. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good day.